There's something that's been on my mind most of this year, and I'd love to get your thoughts on it. Basically, it's how to really explain what brand is. These days, you can ask 100 people what brand means to them, and you'll probably get 100 different answers. One person might think it's an Instagram account, another person might say, oh, it's a really cool logo. My personal biggest pet peeve is when it's used as a synonym for product or company, like Kim Kardashian launched a new brand today. Branding can feel really intangible and not always clear what the deliverables are when you're comparing it to things like hard numbers and growth marketing. And a lot of people don't really understand what we're investing in when we invest in brand. From my 13 years experience, I have a theory, and I'm curious what you think, which is brand is really a lot simpler than it seems. A great brand is a brand that achieves resonance with its target customers. So when we talk about brand personality, verbal identity, messaging, copywriting, these are essentially all to reach one goal, which is when a customer interacts with your product and says, yes, this is for me. I'm going to break down some of the various aspects of how to use brand to achieve resonance in this video. But I want to know, does all of this resonate with you? Here we go. How to use brand to achieve resonance with your customers. Number one, establish an emotional connection. Emotions play a huge role in buyer decision making. Visual identity, like colors and art direction, can help establish emotional connection. We can also do this through verbal identity, or what I like to call brand personality. We can create a really unique brand personality that works in tandem with the visual identity. A great example of this is Oatly. You probably know its wordy, outspoken personality. The side of the box, its billboards, they all have this very wordy approach. Another tool to establish emotional connection is the value proposition. Truly understanding the customer and what problem your product is solving, and then communicating that in the right messaging. This product helps me blank. These are also the customers sees themselves reflected back and think they really get me. Two, clearly communicate differentiated value in a sea of sameness. You might have seen my recent video where I evaluated 10 home meal kit services. The TLDR of the video is that beyond minor differences, they all kind of look the same. If I were trying to choose which one to purchase, I wouldn't even know where to start. I'd probably start with friend recommendations or see which one has the better offer for sign up. But when you have brand resonance, your target customer clearly sees the value that you have in relation to the others. Your target customer clearly sees what makes you different from the others and why they should try yours. Without it, like in this meal kit scenario, they have no reason to pick you over the others, and you don't really stand out from the crowd. A common mistake you see in marketing and copy is when they just list a bunch of different values and features, but all of the competitive alternatives have these values or features. So in the meal kit example, it would be delivers right to your doorstep. All of the other meal kit services did this. Grocery delivery does this. So it's not really differentiated value. You can achieve resonance by communicating what makes you different from the competitive alternatives, not just your basic features. So in the meal kit example, one could say, oh, 90% of our recipes are plant-based, making it easier to have a very meat-free diet. Someone who's a vegetarian or trying to eat less meat in their diet would have more reason to pick that meal kit service over the others because they would resonate with that. Three, use attention to detail that surprises and delights. A lot of marketers I know now prefer the growth flywheel than the traditional marketing funnel. The traditional funnel implies that once a purchase is made, the customer is done, we're done with them, all good. With the growth flywheel, though, there's an emphasis on delighting and engaging the customer once they make the purchase so that they go off, they refer, they come back for repeat purchases. So resonance is created through quality customer interactions. This could be through generous customer service, a really personalized welcome email, or a really thoughtful piece of copy in an unexpected place. By asking how we can increase surprise and delight through every stage of the flywheel, we can then increase referrals and word of mouth. A lot of this is also through having a defined and unique brand personality. Here's an example. I used to work for Shake Shack, and the last time I went to a Shake Shack, I was in the bathroom and I noticed a sign on the door that was about locking the door, and it was copy that I had written when I was there. I think that's just a perfect example because you don't go to the bathroom expecting to necessarily see things on brand or like in the brand personality, and it shows up in an unexpected place. So, thus, surprise and delight, even in the bathroom. Four, stay consistent to build trust over time. There's this classic definition of brand that says that brand essentially equals a promise. I actually think this is one of the reasons that brand marketing has become less desirable in a get results quicker, hard numbers, hard data, move faster world. Too many companies are aiming for quick growth and easy hacks. If we're aiming to create something sustainable and long-term that lasts, resonance is something that we achieve through time over consistency. This isn't just through having a great product that always works, but a brand personality that shows up in all the little places. We've all talked to customer service that sounds nothing like the brand's Instagram caption. The brand really needs to know itself, which usually takes some strategic work, frameworks, toolkits that the whole team can easily access and use. If you think of the brand like a person, aspects of our personality might be dialed up or down depending on the situation, whether we're at work or with our family or with our friends, or we're hanging out at a party over drinks. But we would still be recognizable as the same person no matter where we were. So if you look at the brand example, yeah, they can be a little bit different on Instagram than they are answering customer service emails, but they should still be recognizable as the same brand. Is your brand recognizable across all channels? And lastly, use terms and language that your customer understands. I visit so many websites and I think, what are they on about? What is this product? What does it do? I don't get it. I usually immediately close the window or move on because it just takes too much cognitive load for me to figure out, is this actually for me? And I just assume it's not for me. We get brand resonance by speaking the same language as our customer. ChatGPT is a great example of this, the branding of ChatGPT, especially in comparison to other AI companies and their branding, which again, I talked about in another video. ChatGPT has targeted customers who may have never used AI before. This might be the first time they're interacting with an AI tool, and they know that people aren't really going to know how to use it. But when you go to ChatGPT's website, the first thing it does is it prompts you with questions or things that you could ask it in very normal, commonplace language. And they have a variety of scenarios. They don't use a lot of jargon that people who are not versed in AI wouldn't know. I'll just say you don't have to speak down to your audience. For example, if you're a high-tech company where you know your audience likes to feel intellectually stimulated, you may intentionally use more complex language. A great example of this is car commercials. They're always listing off all this horsepower. I don't even know what. The average driver doesn't really know what a lot of these numbers mean for them, but they get the intended meaning that they're talking about the performance, and these cars are high performance, high quality. So that's it. There's my proposal. The next time you see brand, think resonance. When someone says they are a brand strategist like me, we really are a resonance strategist. How are we increasing resonance with the target customer so that when they interact with your product, they say, yes, I see this. This is for me. They get me. They get the problem. They're going to solve it. Do you agree? Does brand mean something else to you? I've been working through this a lot. Does this resonate with you? Okay, thanks. See you next time.